Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. This is your Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference reaction ahead of Manchester United's game against Aston Villa at Old Trafford. So I'll give you all the questions that Solskjaer was asked and I'll give you his responses to them questions. So let's now delve into it. So this was the first question. I wanted to ask you about David De Gea after his significant contribution against West Ham in the last Premier League game. He spent a bit of time out of the team last season. How much do you think that helped him in terms of redoubling his chances to get in the team? And indeed, was that perhaps an effort to redouble his chances to be your number one? Ollie's response to that was, he called me this summer to end his summer holiday early to come back and start his pre-season before the squad returned. He wanted to be ready, he wanted to be the best possible version of himself. Of course, last season was a challenging one for David as he didn't play as many games as he normally has done. That was because Dean Henderson came in and did really well. I'm fortunate to have these options now. Tom Eaton's coming as well. David has really worked. He's been so focused. Physically, he's better. Mentally, he's better. And when you feel like you've done the work, you get personal bests on quite a few physical tests. I think that gives you confidence, it gives you motivation and inspiration. He plays behind the strong back four, and to play in front of David when he's in this form, it's also good for them. So that was Ollie's response to that question regarding David De Gea. Yeah, I've been very, very impressed with David De Gea so far this season. You know, De Gea made a match-winning save in the game against West Ham in the league. Mark Noble missed the penalty. De Gea also made a good save with his feet to deny Jared Bowen. De Gea also made good saves in the games against Southampton and Wolves. De Gea has reclaimed the number one spot. This season is De Gea's 11th season at Man United, so he has been a long servant. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. He has made mistakes in the last couple of years, and obviously he was criticised for that. You know, a few years ago, De Gea was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. De Gea's got like 2 years left on his contract and he receives £375,000 a week. De Gea obviously wasn't in goal for the game against West Ham in the Cup. It was Dean Henderson. That was obviously Dean Henderson's first appearance of this season because Dean Henderson was out for a while because at one point he had COVID. Anyway, this was the second question. Dean Smith said he was excited to play against Cristiano Ronaldo because clearly it's a challenge for him. It's a challenge that he's excited about. How would that be a pattern over the next few weeks and months? That teams are desperate to stop a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, and how would you have to manage those expectations as a result? The response was, I think Cristiano has been used to that since he came to the club in the last, say, 15 years of his career. In the first few years, everyone was trying to kick him because they wanted to stop him. Then he became such a top player that all the teams would have to have an eye on him. His record shows already what impact he's had on us, and he's ready for that challenge. He's ready for that challenge. He's used to it, so no worries. We're a team. way more than just Cristiano and the players I have got to choose from. I'm sure they would also enjoy if the opposition had too much of an eye on Cristiano. It might possibly space for others. So that was the response to that question. Yeah, I'm expecting Ronaldo to obviously start this game against Villa tomorrow lunchtime. Ronaldo obviously got rested in the Carabao Cup game against West Ham. Ronaldo has done really well since he's re-signed. He's scored 4 goals in 3 games. He obviously scored in the league against West Ham last weekend. Could have had more against West Ham because he had some other chances. Ronaldo also got brought down 3 times in the penalty box. Those penalty appeals got rejected. I think 2 of them were stonewall penalties. Ronaldo also scored against Young Boys in the Champions League, and he scored twice against Newcastle on his second debut. Ronaldo has already hinted that he's looking to stay at Man United beyond his current contract. Well, Ronaldo signed a 2-year contract with Man United with an option of a 3rd year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United. Ronaldo wears the number 7 shirt, and we got Ronaldo for 19.8 million with add-ons included. But he's the best player in the world. You know, Ronaldo's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Ronaldo was fantastic in his first spell at Man United. You know, he scored 118 goals in 292 games in all competitions. And he won 3 Premier League titles, the Champions League, the FA Cup, 2 League Cups, and the FIFA Club World Cup. And in Ronaldo's first spell at Man United, he endured 6 years. Well, when we first got him, we paid 12 million for him from Sporting Lisbon. Then obviously sold him to Real Madrid in 2009 for 80 million. And he endured like 10 years with Real Madrid. He was a long-serving player for them. Juventus got him in 2018 for 88 million, and he endured a few years with Juventus. And now obviously he's back at us. Ronaldo has already made it clear to his Man United teammates that he wants the Premier League this season. Solskjaer did say the other week though that it's not impossible to leave Ronaldo out of the team. You know, he insists that he doesn't have to play him for every game. The only games Ronaldo will not start in is the Carabao Cup. Maybe the FA Cup as well, he might get rested. Anyway, this was the 3rd question. This is regarding Edinson Cavani. Edinson Cavani, where is he at the moment with his fitness? When is it possible that he might be able to play again? All his response was, yeah, he's in the squad tomorrow. He's been training and now he feels ready to contribute. Of course, he came on against Wolves and he got a slight strain in the international break when we had a game. He's ready again. He's worked really hard like he always does, and hopefully he'll have an impact like he had last season. So yeah, that's all his response to that. That's good news from Man United perspective that Cavani is now back. You know, he was recently absent. Cavani and Ronaldo have not yet played together. Be good to see them play together. Cavani has made an impact since he's come to Man United. Back in May, signed a 1-year contract extension. Cavani receives around 250 grand a week at Man United. I'm expecting Cavani to leave at the end of this season. Can't say I want him to leave though, because he's done so well since he's come in. And he's got a good pedigree behind him, Cavani. You know, look what he produced when he was at PSG. This was the next question. On a wider perspective, it was announced this week that clubs will be allowed to trial standing at grounds from January 1st, and Manchester United is in a position where you will be able to do that. Would you hope that for Manchester United fans over the years, having felt that there should be safe standing in place, that there should be an element of standing in stadiums now? The response was, I know the club is supportive, we want to trial that as long as the safety is in place. Standing gives sometimes, for me, the atmosphere builds when you're standing up, you're more passionate and emotional, so I'm looking forward to trial that if everything goes to plan. So that was Oliver's response to that. This was the next question. Obviously, Cristiano was involved in a couple of penalty incidents last week. I mentioned this earlier on. A couple of mistakes by the referee, I think, and penalties that should have been given. Do you worry going forward at all that might be something that will be going against him, and that is something that the referees think he will be looking for? Ollie's response was, we just have to hope we get what we deserve. We should have had 3 penalty in the last 3 games. I don't know, but there was a certain manager last year that started worrying about us getting penalties, and after that it seemed like decisions are more difficult to give. Surely I've seen a big difference since then. We just have to leave it to the ref to make the right calls very soon. So that was all his response to that. Yeah, it was Jurgen Klopp who came out, was it last season, mentioning that Man United do get a lot of penalties. Now, obviously, the decisions haven't been going our way recently in regards to penalties, so obviously Solskjaer's hitting back at Klopp. This was the next question. The press conference coincidentally fell on the same time that the Ryder Cup starts. Does that suggest you're not that interested? I thought you might have been with your comparate, been there in Victor Hovland. Ollie's response was, finally we got a Norwegian, but it's too late for me to jump on that bandwagon. We're proud of what he's doing, of course, but I won't be biting my nails for sure. I have got more things to worry about. And this was the next question. Going back to Cristiano, considering the impact he's had already, he has made himself indispensable to you. Ollie's response was, we knew he was going to have a great impact on and off the pitch. He's still so professional. The discipline he's shown through his career to make the most of his career is going to rub off on his teammates, and scoring goals will only help that impact. He's a different man now compared to when I played with him, of course. He's been absolutely top. His work rate, his attitude in games. He knows he's not going to be able to play every game, but that's a good chat for him to have with me when he feels he won't be ready. That was Ollie's response to that one. This was the next question. With Edison as well at 34, with his vast experience as well, you couldn't have a more experienced and effective strike force almost. Of course, Ollie's response was, of course, it's exciting, and it's exciting to see them two together. I'm sure that'll be a good partnership as well. Two players wanting to be on the end of things. We've seen some teams dropping deeper against us, not giving us as much space in behind, and that's definitely two boys you like to have around the goal when that's the scenario. I can see them working well together. So that was Ollie's response to that. This is the second to last question of the press conference, so we're near the end now. You've started the Premier League season, not lost a game so far. How would you assess it so far? I know it's early doors. Ollie's response was, yeah, it is early doors, but it's important the first 2 months ahead of the international break to get a head start. So far, 13 points, that's a decent return. We've scored quite a few goals. Still things to work on, and there will be bigger challenges ahead, but we've laid the foundation to build the momentum. That's what we hope to do against Aston Villa. Their first game was a defeat, of course, but since then they've hit form and they deserve more point than what they have got. So that was all his response to that. And this was the final question. You're talking about your goal scoring, 14 goals from 7 matches in all competitions. That's not bad, but on the other side, you've only managed to keep 1 clean sheet in your last 15 competitive games and conceded 22 goals. Is that something that worries you, and how do you work on that? So Ollie's final response was, it shows the angle you're looking for and what others are thinking. I'd rather score 4 and concede 1, or score 5 and concede 1 or 2 and concede 1 that then win 1-0. Of course, we've conceded 4 in the first 5 league games, not too bad. We're still working on cohesion with Raphael Varane coming in. So it's in a progress. Of course, we want to have clean sheet to build performances on as well. We know we're going to score goals with the forwards we've got. Hopefully we can answer with a clean sheet on the weekend. Who knows? It is being worked on, of course. So that was absolutely everything that was mentioned in the press conference. Now, we've got to beat Aston Villa tomorrow. We need to see a response from the 1-0 defeat to West Ham in the Carabao Cup. We was poor in the first 10 minutes against West Ham. West Ham were on top. Obviously, their goal came from Lanzini. Alex Telles was the culprit for West Ham's goal because Ryan Fredericks had him on toast. But, when we went 1-0 down, Manchester United did respond. We had a lot of chances in the game, also had a lot of shots. I think we had 27 shots in the game, like Solskjaer mentioned. We should have definitely had a penalty in the game against West Ham in the Cup. Lingard got pulled down by Mark Noble. Obviously, Solskjaer heavily rotated against West Ham in the Cup. We have got a very good record against Aston Villa. We seldom lose to them. Now, the last time Aston Villa beat us at Old Trafford was back in 2009. It was a goal from Agbonyahal. Villa have enjoyed a pretty good start to the season. Like Ollie mentioned, had that defeat, was it on the opening day, and then since then they've kicked on. Villa obviously beat Everton 3-0 in their last league game. Played Chelsea in midweek in the Carabao Cup. Obviously they did lose 4-3 on penalties, but it did end 1-1 in 90 minutes. Villa's manager is Dean Smith, and I think he's done a pretty good job. Dean Smith has been Aston Villa manager now for almost 3 years. Aston Villa appointed Dean Smith in October 2018. Before Villa, obviously he managed Walsall, and he's also managed Brentford before. And Aston Villa have got a pretty good team. By the way, John McGinn is going to be featuring in this game. Aston Villa have confirmed that. John McGinn has just come back from injury. Trezeguet, he's actually been out with injury. Trezeguet is one of Aston Villa's key players. Leon Bailey, he picked up an injury, I think, last week in Aston Villa's 3-0 win against Everton. Leon Bailey has made an impact at Aston Villa. Aston Villa got him in the summer transfer window from Bayer Leverkusen. Davis, I think he's also out with injury. Villa have got Axel Tuanzebe. They got him on loan from us, but he can't play in this game because it's his parent club. I think this is Axel Tuanzebe's third loan spell at Aston Villa. Villa have also got Sanson. They got him back in January. He's been out with injury. Danny Ings, he's also good. He's made an impact at Villa. Villa got him in the summer transfer window from Southampton. I think he'll be in contention to play in this game. Villa have also got Ollie Watkins. He's definitely one of their key players. I think Ollie Watkins will be in contention to play in this game. I think Aston Villa have also got El Ghazi. He's also good. Bertrand Traore, I think he'll be involved in this game. He's good. Villa have got Buendia. They got him, was it from Norwich in the summer transfer window? You know, he could be involved in this game. In the summer transfer window, Aston Villa re-signed Ashley Young. You know, if he was to play in this game, he'd be reuniting with Manchester United. We had Ashley Young for like 8.5 years, so he was a long-serving player for us. When we sold Ashley Young, he went to Inter Milan. Matt Targett, he's one of Aston Villa's key players. I think he'll be in contention to play in this game. He's just come back from injury. Villa have also got Matty Cash. I think he could be involved in this game. He's just come back from injury. Tyrone Mings, he's a very, very good centre-half. Manchester United have been linked with him before. He'll be involved in this game. Aston Villa have also got Douglas Luiz and, you know, Ross Barkley. So there you go. So that is a lot of Villa's players. Obviously, Villa lost Jack Grealish in the summer transfer window. He went to Man City. Villa, though, got 100 million for Grealish. They also let Tom Heaton go on a free because obviously Tom Heaton came to us. We beat Villa in this fixture last season 2-1. And we're beating them at Villa Park last season 3-1. We came from behind in that game. So the only injury we've got now is Marcus Rashford. But Marcus Rashford is close to return. It said not so long ago that Marcus Rashford looked sharp in training. After shoulder injury operation. But we'll look much better when Marcus Rashford comes back into the team. Obviously, after Aston Villa, we do play Villarreal in the Champions League group stage. That will be our second game of the group stage. And obviously, our next league game after Aston Villa is Everton. Now, earlier on today, I gave you the news on Declan Rice. Reports have said that Manchester United abandoned Declan Rice's pursuit over West Ham's 90 million valuation. So Man United are looking at Declan Rice alternatives. Now, obviously, earlier on this season, it said Man United identified Declan Rice as the number one midfield transfer target for next summer, because it said Declan Rice is very likely to leave West Ham next summer as he targets a club offering Champions League football. When the summer transfer window was open, it did mention that Declan Rice was unhappy with West Ham's 100 million price tag, and Rice has rejected a few contract offers at West Ham. Rice has got 3 years left on his contract at West Ham. Rice has been at West Ham for like 7.5 years now, is it? He's predominantly a holding midfielder, but he can also be deployed as a centre-half, and he's played 136 games in the Premier League for West Ham. Obviously, before West Ham, he was at Chelsea. He was in their youth setup for several years, but never got into Chelsea's first team. So, there you go. But I'm hoping Man United can sign a midfielder in January or next summer, because we need one. We failed to sign a midfielder in the summer transfer window. But I thought Man United enjoyed a very good summer transfer window this year. Obviously, we made 4 signings. We brought Tom Eaton in on a free from Villa, brought Jadon Sancho in from Dortmund, signed Rafael Varane, and we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. We spent around 141 million in this year's summer transfer window. Plus, Solskjaer did receive the backing he deserved. Obviously, John Murtough backed him, Darren Fletcher backed him, and surprisingly, the Glazers backed him. Solskjaer has enjoyed 5 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. We only managed to sell one player in this year's summer transfer window, and that was Daniel James. We sold him to Leeds for 25 million. The reason we sold him is because we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo. And we loaned a few players out in the summer transfer window. But like I said, Tina, I'm expecting Man United to enjoy a very good season. Like I said, we've enjoyed a good start to the Premier League season. You know, we've got a title-winning squad, so the time for excuses is over. And a few weeks ago, Solskjaer told his Man United squad that it's better than the 1999 treble-winning team that Solskjaer was part of. Solskjaer knows he has to win a trophy this season to basically save his job. Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, and Solskjaer mentioned last weekend that we must leave a legacy of silverware. Solskjaer's ambition for this season is to win the Premier League, and what a remarkable achievement it would be if Solskjaer was to win the Premier League this season. You know, this season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. And he knows how much of a big season this is for him because he's got big expectations to exceed. Obviously, you know, there's some United fans that are Ollie out, obviously reflecting on the loss to West Ham in the Cup, and there was United fans demanding Ollie out after the 2-1 loss against Young Boys in the Champions League the other week. You know, I heavily criticised Solskjaer in that 2-1 defeat to Young Boys because he was accountable for that defeat because the tactics were wrong and the substitutions were wrong. But I'd give Solskjaer at least this season. Obviously, our board have got a lot of trust in Solskjaer. Obviously, Solskjaer got given a new contract in the summer. He signed a new contract with the club till 2024. There's an option of a further year. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.